Okay, this will be the video on how to use your tigersteethblades.com Freedom Junior Sharpener. So the first thing we do obviously is we hook it up to a drill. It can either be hooked up from this side or this side depending on your preference. And the first thing we want to know about it if we're going to be doing the oscillating blades is we want to remove all the old teeth off. I've already done it on this, remove the teeth off for the sake of brevity. There's a couple different ways you can do it. There's a slot right here and you'll see it lines up with the flats that are on this grinding wheel here and here. So when this is spun up with your drill, you run it through here until you get the old teeth off. Alternatively, if you happen to buy a package that has this grinding wheel and you have it mounted on the side, and make sure you use the correct grinding wheel for steel, you can actually go against that beveled edge right there until you remove all the old teeth. I think this way is faster and easier, but this certainly gets it done. Alternatively too, if you have a bench grinder, you can remove all of the teeth with that and then go ahead and sharpen it. So when we go to sharpen this, there's one of a couple different ways this can be sharpened, and you can change how many teeth per inch that you want on this based on how far you plunge it into the grinding wheel. In this case, we're only going to do 2 plunges, but you might see me go across back and forth a little bit, but that will be just refining the teeth. What we're going to do is we're going to make one plunge in here. It's going to form one half of the row of teeth, and then we'll make another plunge that will form the other half of the row. Now, even if you do this and it turns out a little ugly first, it's okay. A, it'll probably still cut pretty well, but B, with a little practice, just a few minutes of practice, you'll have this thing down pat. All right, so I may have to stop and start the camera a little bit to reposition it, but we'll try to give this all done in one try. Okay, so this is all the further that you really want that to go in. Okay, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. And then we are going to grind, let's see if I can get closer up, right in the middle where this flat is. We're going to put more of these grinds right here in the middle, and then we're going to kind of go back and forth between the two until we have the teeth shape that we want. It's easier to go in and make a shallow pass a few times than to make a pass that's too deep. So one thing you want to avoid is just pushing this thing all the way in and making these little valleys too deep. Okay, so there. We have teeth on there, and you can see that these are actually razor sharp. Now, let's talk about resharpening. That once, let's say you've been doing some cutting on this, you want to touch it up because you notice it slows down. The only thing you'll have to do, and I'm going to see if I can bring in another one here so you can see a little more clearly, is when you go in here, you can go side to side against these V-shaped grinding wheels, and you'll be sharpening it kind of like a knife. The other thing that I'll point out that's going to make your sharpening a lot easier is if you kind of come in at an angle so that you're grinding kind of on the flat surface of this as opposed to the hard edge. So you can really do this within just seconds. And again, if it's a little ugly the first time around, don't worry about it. No big deal. A, it'll cut, and B, you'll a little bit of practice, you'll have this perfectly down pat. All right, so now let's talk about sharpening some of the other types of blades. The reciprocating saw blade, you'll use, this is a carbide one, you'll want to use a diamond grinding wheel which has a blue marking on it, and all you're going to do is you're going to find the rake angle of this, and you'll come in and you'll just really just kind of rub it on there. That's all you're doing. Of course this thing will be spinning, but you'll rub it on there. You just need to create actually just this little edge, the only part that does the cutting on it. So only thing you do is you're just grinding off that little bit so you get a nice clean sharp edge on there, and that's it. And you can go through all of this pretty quickly. Now let's take a look at a circular saw blade. It's really the same thing. Now hold it so that the angle of these teeth is going out this way. If you hold it this way, you might bump into this grinding wheel and you can knock off a tooth. So hold it this way, and the only thing you're going to do is you're going to again find the angle on there. You're just going to rub it on there, pull it back this way, and go around. You can mark which one you started on so you know where you're at. If you wonder how good the quality of your grind is, you can always turn it and take a look and see where the shiny mark is. Now, some of these will have kind of offset teeth like this, in which case you'll be tilting it like this, and then tilting it back, tilting it like this, then tilting it back. It sounds like it might be, work, but it's not. It's real simple. And some people are going to tell you that it's, rocket science. You can't freehand sharpen these. I'm here to tell you, and so the other guys, have done reviews on it, that you can do an excellent job and get these things back to working like new. Don't let people convince you that you need some multi-$1,000 machine or some specialized machine to do these different blades. Okay, so there you have it. And enjoy, have fun, and I think you'll really love this. Tons of other guys love how well this works. All right, I'll talk to you later.